afternoon po. Starting with your background po. Number one, as a pollution control manager, what are your personal experience on the issue of air pollution?
As a pollution control officer or manager, we're very particular with the quality of air that we breathe in, of course. As an personal experience, you can clearly see that the quality of air as we experience now is not as good as before. Okay, because maybe of too many aside from the too many transportations, di ba? And it also contributes of the with the cut.
Okay po.
Tuloy ko na lang yung aside from too many transportations, it also goes, I think, proportionally with the population. The number one contributing factor of air pollution as well is our use of electricity. Whenever you generate electricity, it affects our air quality as well, our atmosphere. Right now, mahirap na yung walang electricity, no? Because of the technology, most are using the internet, the computers. That's why yung air quality it's not that good. No, mostly air conditioning, although comfortable tayo with the air conditioning, but hindi rin ganun kaano yung ine-emit niya sa environment natin. Hindi rin ganun kaganda. So, para sa akin, na hindi na rin siya ganun kaano yung air quality talaga.
Number two po. What is your role and contributions in this aspect of environmental issue?
Mostly the role of a pollution control officer is monitoring. No. In my case, no, most of my role is mostly of since I'm in the medical field, my role is to monitor the hazardous waste regarding medical. For example, the biological hazardous waste, the mostly infectious kasi yung sa amin, no? But then it also emits for example, the urines, the stool, it also emits something in the air, right? No, yung madumi. So you have to control it. Yun yung basically na role of the pollution control officer is to monitor that it doesn't leak, your waste doesn't leak. For example, there are chemicals as well. That's very hazardous, especially if there are acids, no? If it leaks, you're the one responsible for that. So you should be monitoring it, that it is properly kept in the right containers or in the right waste bins or in their proper containers, no? Kasi may coding din yung mga yan, kung chemicals, kung biological or medical waste, so may yan. So the number one role of the pollution control officer is to monitor that it is properly nakatabi, no? And then i-dispose din properly. Kaya yun yung number one na role ng pollution control, because kung magkaroon yan ng leak, no, it's your responsibility, not just sa company mo, but to the environment and to the government as well.
Number three po, what inspired you on choosing to practice this profession?
Actually, will I say it? Because of being the chief medical technologist in our company, it's also the role of the medical technologist to be a pollution control officer. So because you're the one managing the laboratory, ikaw yung nakakaalam ng mga waste ninyo. So yun yung isa din sa magiging responsibility mo, to make sure that the medical waste are disposed properly and kept properly, so as not to cause diseases. Number one, for the employees, syempre, diba? Na hindi sila ma-expose sa mga sakit, at at saka sa mga ini-emit na mga gases din ng mga chemicals, no? That's the ano nun. So kumbaga wala akong choice. Kaya yun. But yun, maano kasi syempre maano mo na you help, nakatutulungan mo no? yung mga kasamahan mo sa trabaho.
On the societal issue, considering the data last May 2018 where it was concluded that the Philippines is ranked with the third highest air pollution deaths, how would you evaluate the quality of the air in the Philippines today?
Just like what I've said kanina, no, the air quality is not as good as before when we were students back then, no. You can easily see right now kung gaano kainit, diba? It really affected our environment, yung ano ng air quality natin. Maybe because yun nga sinabi ko, yung population hindi na siya naging equal. Maraming tao, especially dito sa Manila, Greater Manila area, and then kokonti na lang because yung trees, it really helps, the plants, the trees, it really helps in filtering sa yung air. Kaya dapat as stewards of our environment, no, of God's creation, as stewards of God's creation, dapat aware din tayo dun sa yung balance ng ano natin So it's important that we all take care of yung ating paligid by planting or keeping our areas green para balance rin. Kasi the air quality with sa dami ng sasakyan, sa dami ng tao, sa dami na gumagamit ng electricity, ng kuryente, hindi na siya naging balance. Kaya yung air quality hindi na rin ganun kaganda compared to back then, diba?
Number 2 po, having said the issue, what are its possible effects locally and globally?
Locally, we can right now we're experiencing El Nino, no? Hindi lang yung air yung ano natin na-experience natin locally. You can see sa mga data na nagagather natin globally as well, yung pabilis na pagtunaw ng ice, sobrang lamig, diba? Yun ang naging effect. Pagdating naman ng summer, sobrang yung mga polar ice caps, hindi na ganoon ka dati, nakatulad ng dati, no? Yung locally, sobrang init na rin dito sa atin. And yun nga, sinabi mo kanina, yung air quality, hindi na rin ganoon kaganda. No? And maybe another factor, ang nagiging effect is yung nagiging poor ang health ng karamihan, no? We experience because of masyadong crowded on some areas, or let's say mapapansin mo yan sa isang company, isa rin sa mga ng pollution control is the air quality inside the offices. There are companies na nag-check sila ng air quality nila kasi when someone has a cough, kanon, diba mabilis nag-spread kasi yun nga, because of the air conditioning unit, maaring hindi rin tapos pagdating mo sa labas, pollution, so ang dami. So yun.
Number 3 po, what do you think are the hindrances on improving air quality?
Hindrances, actually improving air quality nasa sa tao. Although sabihin natin there will be government projects, there will be government programs, pero kung hindi rin naman siya may implement ng maayos, hindi rin siya magiging ganun ka-successful, no? Kaya nasa sa yon kung paano i-implement yung programs, tsaka yun nga, yung pagsunod, yung discipline. Number 1 is our discipline, yung hindi natin ina-abuse din yung ating paligid, no? And yung pagsunod din natin talaga sa kung ano man yung i-implement. Kasi for example, let's say binawal na ng DNR yung pagsusunog, yung parang pag-ano ng mga plants, diba yung mga dried leaves, mga ganyan, binawal na yon ng DNR. Matagal nang binawal yon. May ano yan, may penalty. But then, there are still other people doing it. Diba? Nasusunog pa yung parang kaingin system. Actually, bawal na yan. Kasi, it affects the environment. It affects our atmosphere. No, nakakasira rin yun ng ating atmosphere. Pero, tigas ang ulo. Yun ang pinakatingin ko number 1 hindrance, no? Yung hindi natin susundin. Hindi nila nakikita, ay hindi, lalago yan. Dami yung bunga ng puno pag pinauusukan. Sa provinces, ganyan. Pero hindi nila alam. It affects our environment also. It affects the atmosphere.
Next question po. What is the role of science in this rising dilemma in air quality?
Role of science. Sa air quality, wait lang hindi ko pa maisip yung sagot. Cut mo yun.
Sige lang po.
Role ng science, ganito. Magkano lab? Balik mo kay Tita Ella. Balik mo yung suklat.
Sige, sige muna. Para hindi ka mahirapan.
Ano nga ulit?